everybody. I'm Aljona Johnson. I'm from Toloka. So I'll just very quickly walk you through what we do in Toloka, and because now we are concentrating not only on crowdsourcing, but crowdsourcing was our first and still a very big part of what we do. So we actually help human AI interaction in the direct way. So a few words about myself. I'm head of education, and actually I have nothing to do with machine learning or data science. I am a linguist, but I'm really passionate about education and collaborating, and I don't know, I'm a long life learner. I like learning new things and getting into new things, and that's why I decided to try myself here. So, well, on a daily basis, we use a lot of technologies that depend on data. Yeah, you will shop online, you'll use taxi and so on and so forth. But actually, all of these businesses, they don't immediately start depending on data. And if we actually, there are 4 major steps companies take in their data maturity. Some of the companies take all of the steps, like moving from small scale and no need for labeled data to the point when data labeling, human data labeling is an important part of their machine learning processes. But some of them, they just stay at some of the points. So let's have a look at very quickly at each of these stages. So like I said, when you have a small company, you don't need much data labeling. It is rare and for small tasks only. You hardly ever use any models, and you don't have any infrastructure for that and for data labeling. And usually you just use open data sets that solve all your problems. But at some point, you realize that you have tasks that can be solved with the help of machine learning. But these tasks, they are not very difficult. You still don't need human data labeling at scale. And actually, you can do it yourself or hire somebody who can do that for you. And these people work in your company. A good example here is an example of feedback moderation, when you just need to understand which comments are good, which are bad, and which are spam. So it's very simple, and it can be done by one person. So it's quite obvious that all is cool, thank you is a good one. Some set of letters is just spam, and terrible beer, have never had anything is terrible. That's a bad feedback. Well, moving on, well, your business is growing, and data labeling becomes part of ML pipeline production, and you need to have it scalable. You need to you need access to more bigger and bigger amounts of data, and you understand the data labeling methodology. And from that, but comes the 4th one, when human labeled data becomes like a competitive advantage of your machine learning pipelines. And here comes the questions like, who is to label? Where to get this data? And of course, you can also ask your friends, but you will lose all of them, or your family. Luckily, they will never come to Thanksgiving again. But actually, there are 3 quite traditional approaches here. And a small spoiler, we in Toloka believe in crowdsourcing. So they are in-house labeling, outsourcing to freelancers, and crowdsourcing. And actually, all of these approaches, they have their pros and cons. And let's have a look at them very, very quickly. So in-house labeling. So when you hire people, and of course, you can predict the results because you know all of them personally, they're employees, you can rely on them. Good quality and accuracy, you control them all the time, you know these people, and you are in constant direct contact with annotators. But on the bad side, it is time consuming, and it's not even hard. I would say it's impossible to scale, because the number of people you can attract to your company is rather limited. And again, it makes all this process rather expensive. Then you start thinking what else can we do? And the obvious answer comes, we can outsource it somehow, or we can buy data from a vendor. Yeah, that's your data science team is finally doesn't spend a lot of time preparing and processing data and does some cool stuff. And resources are easy to plan. All you need is to plan some budget for data labeling. But at the same time, it is really difficult to influence the quality here, because it's some other people. You sometimes just in control with some manager of the vendor you're using. And it can be really slow and it can be very, very expensive. And we finally come to crowdsourcing, which from the first sight sounds like the perfect thing, and it actually is. So because it's fast, it is scalable, it is flexible, and it's cost efficient. And you may ask me, okay, that's good, but you had red boxes on your every slide. And I do have one here. First of all, you need special knowledge to understand how to use it. And the key point here is you should compare like engineering knowledge and people management knowledge in one, and that will help you work when it comes to working with crowdsourcing platforms. And of course, you need quality control rules, but they are extensively presented in crowdsourcing platforms like Toloka. So a few words how it all works. So we have a platform, it's an open platform, where two types of people meet every day. On the one side are requesters. These are data engineers, data scientists, machine learning engineers, social scientists, researchers, anybody who needs human labeled data for their projects, being it a research, a business, or whatever. And on the other side, we have annotators that come from all over the world that speak a lot of different languages. They have knowledge in a wide range of domains. And what is really important, they are interested in earning money. So that's their job, that's their work, and they are interested in doing this job. And they enjoy flexibility. So these are people who are not interested in going to the office and spending all day long doing some mundane tasks, but they are like the flexibility, different tasks, and they're interested in getting some income. And so just a few words like, what is it for requester? So as I've mentioned, it's important to have some knowledge. And actually this knowledge lies in these 7 points. Are there 7? 1? Okay, in these points, I'm not sure about the number, that when approaching a task with crowdsourcing, first of all, you start with decomposing the task. Don't expect people to be experts like you, but try to facilitate your task. It's better to split it into several steps rather than run one and make it more complicated. Think of clear instructions that people can read in less than a minute and start doing your task. Like it's important to have a good task interface that is understandable and easy to use. And crowdsourcing platforms like Toloka provide all the tools needed here. It's important to set quality control rules that are right for your project. And after that, you just like after the project, you aggregate the results. And actually, yeah, it's important to remember about pricing and incremental relabeling. But what about annotators? Of course, they are the most important part here in this interaction between modern technologies and people. And what, like here, I'm proud to say that we're doing a lot for our annotators. We provide them with an opportunity to work flexible hours, not to stay in the office, not do the same task day in, day out, just because they subscribe to this task at some point. We that's the point I've mentioned. We educate them, we provide useful material. We have a whole support team working only with annotators. Actually, we have recently implemented a new algorithm that has balanced the task distribution, and our long-term annotators can now earn more. We're very proud to do that. But the most important thing, and actually it's really important, what we do for our annotators, we educate the requesters on how to work, on how to collaborate. And actually, that's all that I planned to present today. Thank you so much for listening.